Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm JP.
From Zach and JP's
Burnt Out Hijinks.
And we got some exciting news for you.
You can catch us on October 19th at Fayetteville Fan Fest at 2:30 p.m. We're going to be live, filming a live episode of our podcast, Zach and JP's
Burnt Out Hijinks.
Make sure you come out and join the fun. You can get your tickets in the description below, down here, right here. You can catch me running around while Zach, I'm going to be wearing this for the whole...
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were a superhero.
Yeah, I am Deadpool in a suit, dressed up for the My Chemical Romance concert. Because you can catch me running around beforehand and take a picture with me and then say you found me at the show. You excited, bud?
Oh, I'm excited.
Super excited. You come out and see us. Come on.
The more people that show up, the better it's going to be and more fun for everybody involved.
That's
so
right.
Please come and check us out on October 19th.
At 2:30 p.m.
Bye-bye. Have a wonderful time.
This is Zach and JP's Burnout Hijinks. I'm JP, and this is not Zach. This is Willis Madden.
Hi.
Hey, Willis. Willis is filling in. Zach had to go to Florida to be the Florida man for the weekend. So,
what a fill-in Florida man.
Yeah, he's like, they were just like, dirty hippie, fucking, we need him for our Florida man. But we're here with our guest, Ray Durham.
Hi. Yay.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for my co-host, Willis. He's...
Long time co-host, not a lot of people watching.
Yeah, what'd you say?
What you doing, Willis?
There you go.
There we are.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It's probably been a while. People forget about
Well,
it.
I mean, so...
That wasn't the name of my podcast. What you talking about with Willis? I should bring it back, right? Come on, fans, yeah.
No, every episode, like, we've got a sideshow, and every episode was called Hi Dad, Dad's High. But every episode he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this when I do the next episode of my podcast. What's up? Or what's up? And he's just like, yeah, it's been fucking like,
It's been months.
Yeah, it's been a while. But Ray Durham, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming out here. It's gross outside right now, you guys. Like, it's raining. Like, were you driving? Was it like this the entire time you were driving?
Yeah, just about.
Dude. Because you said you came from a wedding, right? Yeah.
Well, last night.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything crazy. It's kind of a chill way. Everybody was out. It seemed like everybody was out of there probably about 9 o'clock. So.
That is an adult-ish
wedding. Everybody had shit to
And
do.
right after everyone ate, because the food came out late, they just all like started dipping, and I was like, I feel like this is wrong, but I got an hour and a half drive.
Oh,
so.
shit, okay. So you weren't out that too far from
The wedding was in Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm out of Cary, close to Durham. So,
okay. Because I was gonna ask Ray Durham. Your Facebook says Durham.
Yeah.
You live in Durham. Is that true?
My house was in Durham. It takes me about a year and a half, 2 years to change things.
He wants to know if you're Mr. Durham. Like, you own the whole city.
Because, I don't want people like, I'm not JP Fayetteville, and he's not Willis Southern Pine, I was just making sure.
No, legit last name, born with it,
Okay. But were you born in Durham?
Huh?
Were you born in Durham?
No, I was not. Yeah, I was at Virginia. I'm from Virginia originally. Danville, if you're familiar with it.
I've heard of Danville. Yeah,
it's about an hour and a half north of Raleigh into Virginia.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit. I think there's somebody who books shows out in Danville.
I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Well, you found him. He's writing that down. He's like,
and then
found the booker.
I got someone I got connected with, Tyler Doss.
Okay.
He is working. He's gotten into the casino.
Okay.
In Danville, they got a casino now, so I'm doing a casino show later this month there. So.
Damn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I did know that you're booking the Two Witches show. Is that the
that's the one in Danville.
Okay. That's
there is another I recently saw it popped up. I was surprised because as far as I know, it was just improv comedy happening in Danville.
Oh shit.
But it was another one popped up. It was like a 2-hour plus show and music and DJ involved. And it's supposed to be a party. I looked into it a little bit, but I'd never heard of anybody that was.
If you got DJ and music, I feel like a 2-hour show is way more doable than just 2 hours of straight people standing on stage
exhausting
telling
the shit
jokes.
out of everyone.
Dude, I don't know.
Unless they're all pros and you're doing, you have 4 people doing 30 minutes and it's just sort of they're all good at that. But if it ain't that,
but because I don't know, because you're all over the place doing the open mic scene, so you've seen the ones where it's the list is about 40 deep.
Yeah,
and it goes until
when they ask on the form, I'm always like mid to early, please.
Yeah, for sure. Like, cause I know some people don't really care for the sign up form, but like for me, it's like, do I feel like I'm going to be able to do it? And it's also like kind of that, like, first of all, it's like, cause like I'm wishy-washy.
Are you big pro like online sign up? Is what
yes, I'm big pro online sign ups. Is what I'm saying.
I think
because
like
especially when we're
organization wise, I think that is the way to go as far as producer.
Feel like I'm more obligated to go do it. You know, like I was like, I fucking signed up to go do it, so I've got to go out and go do it.
Yeah,
now,
it does hold you accountable because if you don't show up, they may not put you on again.
Dude, it's so easy to just be like, oh, here I'm gonna go to the open mic on Tuesday.
Yeah,
you know,
and the rain's bad or something.
Shout out Ryan Minton.
I got my stomach. Oh no,
is that what you were saying? Shout out.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
it happens to be on Tuesday.
Happens to be on Tuesday. Happens to be on Mike John.
We lost our Monday mic here in Fayetteville, and that was like the wake me up for
rabbit.
The white rabbit. Yeah, but that was like our wake me up for comedy for the week. You know, get me. You know, that was my morning. That
would be every time I'd show up, nobody would be there. Every time I would not be there, everyone.
But I would be telling
up.
nasty jokes about his beloved Carolina Panthers because they were doing horrible last year. So
we're almost doing okay right now. Okay, we're gonna find out later after this podcast when I can check my phone again.
Are you a football guy at all?
No, not really into
cool.
sports.
Then we're not going to talk about your fucking shitty Carolina.
You just cut off half my thing.
When I was training jiu-jitsu a lot, I got into keeping up with our school and the tournaments and stuff a little bit, watching on Facebook. But
jiu-jitsu, what? Okay, hold on, dude. Jiu-jitsu, like, okay, I didn't know you did jiu-jitsu. Hold on, I'm learning. This is something. So, how do you still do jiu-jitsu or just?
No, I don't. I got a shoulder injury.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and it's been over a year and a half since I went to a class or anything. I ended up getting re-injured. And so then that kind of stepped me out. Right now I'm like trying to rehab my shoulder some more in preparation, but I can't mentally. I can't go through an injury again.
I can relate. I hurt my leg refereeing earlier this year, and I got to get an MRI next week. So
what were you reffing?
Football.
Okay.
I went in for a hard whistle blow and like a hand wave telling them, hey, this is where they came out, and blew my meniscus.
So this is like a foot slip. Just
locked my leg out, hyperextended it, decided my meniscus just crumbled to dust. Apparently,
I think that's what I did to my leg, because like I was just, by my stories, I wasn't jiu-jitsuing or refereeing football. I was just wiggling around under my house, like in my crawl space, and I felt like
you're just looking for leaks.
I was just trying to make sure that they did the work under the one floor, because they said they. But that's the whole thing.
I told you he was going to get more conservative when he got in his house. I told him he was just like, these Mexicans went under my house to do this work, and I had to make sure I was paying them.
He said
to
no
be
more
here.
trabajo. I mean, that means no more work, dude. I'm not stupid. I work but there's just like a small spot under my house where like I really can't get through. So I was just hitting one of those like a cool dolphin move, trying to get her under. Yeah, and then I felt my knee go, and then I was just fuck. And
if you can't get through it, dude, that's pretty impressive.
That's
you're a skinny guy.
That's a tight crawl space.
But I'm also long, so like I feel like if you're short and skinny, like that would make the traversal easier, because like I got to the point where I felt my legs were an encumbrance. So like I was just like trying to take this tight, because there's like a spot where it's like, and I'm just like. Dude, that's where it happened.
You get like a cinder block jet, and you're like, I got a snake through it.
Well, because it's kind of like, because there's like the whole thing for my AC unit is like to the one side, and then I'm crawling along the front of the house, and it's
welcome to Fix John's House, the podcast.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go, no, dude. I've got ants, dude. It's pissing me the fuck off. I don't know. What do you pay somebody who comes out a quarter a year and then you still got ants? Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, dude, like, I'm pissed. Like, I'm sorry, I was gonna come in hot with the ants thing, but I was just like, I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, like in that case, you've reached out, you've talked to them.
No.
Well, that'd start there.
Yeah, probably right. Well, I've done is
and if that doesn't work, usually a review gets companies' attentions pretty quick.
Yeah, you just bomb the review.
I just keep attacking the ant piles with bug spray every time.
Put it in the Facebook group and ask all of us to just write a bad review about it.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
Attack them.
Rally the forces.
Attack them with psychological warfare on social media.
Here's the thing: like if you get more fans on this podcast with hate hate than you will with like love any day of the week.
I gotta learn
So
it.
you got to rally around like this ant company that you hate. I don't know who they are.
I hope it's not Terminex.
Yeah, you're not going to beat them. You need a small local brand
I
you
hope it's
crush.
somebody else small and local who we
Small
can
local
destroy.
brand. And then you like just get on Reddit and be like, hey, I got a podcast. You can
Tim's dead bug, you know?
if you maintain 10% of the hate, you've got like 10,000 people. Okay,
All right.
think about it that way.
All right, fuck.
Write down maintain the hate. That's what
Zach,
like.
Zach told me to write these things down so he could be like, it's going to make it easier for when I make your clips and stuff if you write them down. And I was like,
It
all
does.
right.
Talk about the editing process. That's
Doing a
That's
live
majority
edit
of
when
the
you gotta
time.
get you need a little smaller notepad for your crotch. That way you can write down here.
I can put my big, but then I can't
There-
see it.
Oh,
It's fine. So you said you're not doing your podcast, and it was Lick the Brain podcast.
Lick
how'd
the
you come
Brain,
up with that
yeah.
name?
That's a good story. I have an episode on it though. If you want to go check it out.
Yeah, I should have done that beforehand, but I only found out I was guest hosting 3
Oh, you're
days
good.
ago.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that. I was in. So I'm a tattoo artist. That's what I do full time. And I was in studio one day, and I had my video guy in there. Shout out to Derek. And I had my client, which was one of my favorite clients. He has like a leg sleeve by me. We were working on it, capturing it with the videos. And then we had another tattooer from a studio next door come over and was hanging out, Tyler. And my coworker Vanessa at the time, we always would have conversations back and forth about tattooing. We had a few clients like, it sounds like I'm listening to a podcast right now with you two talking, and they like, we're talking about tattoo stuff, so they're very interested in it. And then we were all in there that day shooting that video, and it was just good energy all day long.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, I was like, man, I feel like we should have this felt like a podcast. It happened for hours. I was like, we should do this. Nice. But one of the conversations was somehow got on the conversation of this dad beating the shit out of a pedo. I'm assuming cussing is okay on here too.
Oh, yeah. I say what the fuck
I'll try to use on alive and not the other word, so you don't get demonetized. Stuff
we
like
don't
that.
we don't have monetization. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but you may one day, you know. I had to go back and edit this video. But we're on this conversation about this video of this dad beating this pedophile that like harmed his daughter, and a piece of his brain hit his lip.
God damn.
And he like licked it and just kept going. And that was what they said. And then we got on the conversation.
Whoa.
How much would it take for you to eat a piece of human brain? And then we like went around talking about it.
That would be about it. Yeah, I think.
That's a good conversation
that's-
starter.
Yeah, like for me, it was I was like, someone said $100,000, and I was like, shit, for $100,000, I chew it like bubblegum, like, and that's where
I was thinking like what my level of debt is, and it's like it's got my debt, family debt, and it's like my own level of debt. Like,
you're like,
like 30 grand probably. Like that's good. Like 125 covers me and the house.
Shit,
Maybe.
see, y'all are putting money on it. I wasn't even associating with money. I was just associating with like how emotionally fucking unstable do I have
would
to
you
be.
be? Yeah.
Oh no, I'll eat about anything for money.
Dude, that's I feel like if there's money involved, like that's
Net-
probably a pretty low fucking number for me, honestly. It'd
Food
be like,
Network, Food Network, shout out! Like pay me, I'll eat a lot of shit for nothing. Like
Yeah.
not a lot. Like just give me a regular weird job.
Let's bring back Fear Factor, but our own
Yeah.
version.
Fear Factor. It's just like Willis travels. A basic white guy goes abroad.
what is? I don't understand this. Dude,
I'm used to spices, but what is this? I don't even get it. It's not even the shape of food, you know?
Dude, no, I love though. Like he said, basically, like you had said, people like heard you like talking, just and you got hit with the "you're so funny, you should do stand up," but of podcasting.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that's
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
like, y'all are having such a cool conversation. Have you ever thought of doing podcast? Like that's just like that's.
My
That's
wife is
you're
just
so
like, you
fun-
should get into podcasting because I'm tired of hearing you talk to me.
Yeah.
She's like, please find anyone
Just
else.
get it
It's
out
really
of
funny.
you
That's
before
why I
you get
tell my
on.
wife.
But then, hold on. But then I leave, and then they're like, you're not spending enough time with the family.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck do you want me
You're
to
supposed
do?
to podcast in the other
husband-
room.
the
where I
husband
can
dilemma.
see you.
Be alone with your thoughts. It's like, that's not it. You don't want that to happen at all.
No, because that's when you get
That leads to you just
esoteric.
talking to yourself in the closet.
Yeah.
That's a mental illness, honey. Like I have to be with others.
That's what people just call you. Yeah, they call you. Oh, that's when you just have to write it off as being esoteric and like peculiar. That's how I do it.
That's how I end up like putting together a gun with a blindfold on YouTube. It's like that's how you do it, and then you go to the Capitol. Like that's exactly where that leads to. So I should definitely be around others.
Oh, dude. So how long have you been tattooing?
Tattooing full time since July of 2016.
Damn.
And the first tattoo I ever did was August of 2015.
Shit. Hell yeah, dude. How old are you?
33 now.
33. Damn.
I had a birthday recently.
Your birthday was September 30th. Mine's the 14th. So I was like, fucking, we're just boats in the night, man. Just boat. Dude, you're not a Virgo though. Shit doesn't matter to me, but.
No, I get Libra. I mean,
Libra,
they tried to change it a few years back, numbers, and I was like,
we're men. We don't know what those numbers. Like, I don't know what that means. I just know it is. So
if you know what that is, you've definitely hooked up with a girl who knows what that is.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, when you know, like, some people ask me when my birthday is, and then I'll be like, it was at like 12:03 at midnight, if that matters to you. Because some people want to know your chart when they ask
that.
One
girl has not dabbled in bullshit witchcraft. Like, I'm trying to, like, I don't think I've ever met a girl who hasn't been, like, in some way, shape, or form, been like, I know your star sign. I want to know you're this. I've got tarot cards. I've got a Ouija board. Now, granted, all of those also apply to my current wife, but I
think you have either a natural affinity to it or you get divorced into it. Yeah. Like it's like your husband leaves you, and then it's like, oh, now I got witch friends, and they're gonna tell me the way. It's like, no, they're just trying to make you a lesbian.
Crystals.
I've looked into it, and like I believe a level of it. I don't go real far into it, but what I will say is, like, every time I meet another Libra, I like instantly click with them. Okay. And then later find out that, our birthday is around the same time. And I'm like, all right, you know what?
Dude,
maybe something's to this, you know?
Well, my son's, I just had a baby. He's a Libra. 9/24/25. So that was like
every Virgo I've ever met has been mentally ill. So, I mean, there might be something to it.
Oh, my wife.
Also, I do want to say, though, I do know that tattooing and witchcraft are adjacent, so I don't want to get you in trouble by bad math. Witches are cool. Also, I don't want to get, like,
he probably
curses.
does like 17 pentagrams a week, dude. It's fine.
Dude,
I actually used to avoid it. I used to not do it for like religious reasons.
I see the cross on the face. I don't know if that's a...
Yeah, well, broken sword cross, yeah. Okay. Originally, it was going to be a cross, but then the day before, I was like, I can't go that basic. Broken sword cross, I got to do something, huh?
What's a broken sword cross? What's the significance of the broken sword cross?
I put the meaning to it as, stand up for what you believe is right, even if it breaks you, because the sword's broken on it. So
hell yeah,
yeah.
No, because like I'm the kind of guy, like, clearly, like, I don't have put a lot of thought in my tattoos, but the ones that aren't just like a picture of something is like, because this is How Could a Fist Fight Be Romantic? I have that. It's a song lyric, but from The Used that me and my wife, it's a song we both really like, but like, I'm not explaining that to fucking everybody, so I just say donkey punch because it's like the easiest thing to fucking say. But like, I've got I've got Legends, Star Wars fucking words on my fucking, like Disney would say it's not canon, but I have Mandalorian for brother on the back of my arm. It's just like, I don't know.
I don't have any tattoos because if I can get a good deal at a Jewish cemetery.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just figured you haven't found
not Jewish, but if I can get a good deal, I know how they are.
Part on your body where you can emblazon the Carolina Panther. I feel like that's
dude, because you never. The reason you never put a team on you is because at some point they'll let you down to a point where you're like, I might have to walk away.
Also, you wanted to do it on your face, so.
That could be a problem as well,
Yeah, he wanted to do a big hole. He wanted his whole
full face sucky panther.
Dude. Yeah. But what's one of the dumbest things you think you've probably been? I don't fucking asked a tattoo. You think?
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Without getting you in trouble.
Not dumbest, right?
Like, what was the dumbest question besides that one you've ever been asked?
I don't know how to define it as dumbest, right? Like, but some of the craziest, I've been asked to do some crazy tattoos over the years.
Things would probably be better.
Yeah. There's two to come to mind. When I was in Jersey City, I lived up in Jersey for a little while, and I got my start there in 2016, and I was tattooing. Guy walks in, I do a couple tattoos for him, and he comes back a month or so later, and he hands me this little square thing like this. And what he said was, I wanted to get this tattooed on me. I couldn't tell what it was, but he's like, I want to get this tattooed on me, and I wanted to get a fake tattoo of it to see if I want it first. But it came this small. He meant to have it like this big to go on the top of his arm. And I didn't know what it was, but I was like, all right, I'll tell you what, print it. He was an old guy. He was like in his 70s. I said, print it out, bring it to me that day. I'll use your printout to make the stencil of it, and then we'll do it because it's realism. So he comes back the day of the appointment with the paper, and I still don't know what I'm looking at when I look at it. I just can't tell. And he grabs it and turns it around, and then I realize that it's him laying on the floor with a leash being choked around his neck, and then this woman's foot in his mouth.
Oh.
And this is what he wants. So I get it. I'm not going to kink shame anyone, right?
No.
Like, but then at the time, I didn't know a
Where
lot
did he want
about
it at?
kinky worlds and stuff like that. Where do you want? He wanted it on his arm.
Oh, okay. I might not have heard that.
Yeah, and so we're doing the tattoo, and I do it, and he's like very specific. Her foot's deformed, and he's like, you have to make sure you capture that likeness with it. And so we're doing the tattoo, and I'm like, I don't ever. This has taught me how to talk to people non-judgmentally, like very open-minded. Tattooing has. I always want them to be comfortable in my chair too. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm asking him questions about it because he's passionate about this world that he's in. And we do the tattoo. Looking back, like it was some of the first portrait work I've ever done.
Nice.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. But because I showed that interest in it, like 3 days later, I'm standing out front passing out cards as people walk by, and I see him beelining it to me. So I walk on in. I'm like, oh, he's coming back for another tattoo. And he comes in, and he has like a booklet with him. And I'm thinking more tattoos. Like he wants a lot. No, he brought me like the starter guide for getting into that kink world.
Yeah, okay.
And it had like all the clubs listed in New York City
like
that you could go to.
The Karma
and like,
Sutra for BDSM, basically.
Kinda,
okay,
yeah,
that's
kinda
what
like
I'm
that.
It's
saying.
more like a Rolodex or a how-to.
And so like, and I get it because I like showed interest in it and I was talking to him about it, and he was super passionate about it. So, but yeah, that was probably like early on one of the weirdest tattoos.
That's the sign of a good fucking artist, though. Like you're gonna be like, if you can sit there and be like, make him feel like you gave a shit by the end of the tattoo.
Yeah.
Like that's good because like I know like. For me, like just making small talk is such a fucking pain in the ass. Like, and I can only imagine how fucking bad it is. Like, because I do it. I work at a Food Lion right now,
Yeah.
So like, I can imagine how it is. Like when you're doing,
You should be the king of small talk when the milk ladies cut.
Well, that's different. But you're sitting there with somebody like in a precarious position for hours on end.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be like, you can only be like, go around to how's the weather so many times, like.
Well, yeah, I would say like in general, I've always been standoffish to small talk. And I've always wanted to dive deeper with people. Yeah. And I get it a lot as people tell me of like especially through tattooing, they let me know this of like, they feel really comfortable with me. And some people even like open up and then later they're like, I don't usually open up like that. But
you go right, like,
yeah.
Do you go right for like, why are you getting this tattoo as like one of your opening
no,
questions?
I usually let them. If it's sometimes it's a very deep personal meaning and they don't want to share that. And that's fine. I'll just do the tattoo. But like if during the consultation now, like how my process is, if during the consultation they're letting me know, or sometimes they email me a long paragraphs of the meaning behind every detail that they want. But it helps. Like it is a lot to read, but it does help. Like because I can read that and then I can be inspired of why they're getting it, and then it like I'm able to put more me into the design because I know how important it is behind it. But then some people like. One of my buddies got a taco doing a kickflip on a hot sauce packet.
Shit, that's
and he just wants
sick.
something cool, like so the meanings vary, but
I mean, do you like which do you like working on more, sort of a random funny thing, or do you like one with a deep meaning?
I wouldn't rank it.
Or I mean, it might depend on like the day. Like on a rainy day, you might do like doing a taco cat.
Well, the most of the tattoos that I do have deep meaning. So then when someone comes in and just wants something, I'm like, hell yeah! Like this is cool.
Okay.
It's a change of pace, change of vibe, and like usually a lot of my stuff is large scale. So like I get pretty excited when. Someone wants something small from me, because then I'm like, I get the gratification at the end of the day.
So are you a fan of the Friday the 13th?
Yes and
small
no.
tattoos for people. Well, I mean, I get not one of the people who come in and abuse the shit.
You got like a
but,
sheet, like a
yeah,
whole. Like,
but
Yeah,
like-
we use it.
Okay.
I've done them, a handful of them over the years, and like the most that I've done in a night, I can't remember if it was. I think it's 40. It's either 39 or 42.
I imagine setup and breakdown is the most annoying.
Well, you have a
thing.
team.
Oh,
you got
a
like
team.
we bring in extra people,
Or just the
and
amount
then
of
they're-
annoying people coming in for it would probably be like the most like just. I can only imagine how many drunk people you can deal with like in one night. Be like, we're gonna get tattoo. We're gonna get our Friday the 13th tattoos. Becky, come on. The amount of times. Okay, the amount of times my drunk wife has said we're gonna get Friday the 13th tattoos this year. Come on, let's go do it this year. And I'm like,
Well, how many times has Friday the 13th happened this year?
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like a once a year thing. You know what I mean? Like
Just one?
yeah.
See,
just
the tattoo
one.
artists all know it's like
Yeah.
one and then maybe one more later. Huh?
But-
Hopefully not October because that's when it gets weird.
But no, I get how you can get. Well, yeah, it is spooky in October. But no, I get how you can like you do open up to a tattoo artist because I got this shit. I got the Majora's Mask on my chest, and when I did not realize how much of a sucker for like not I couldn't take pain. This is the last tattoo I got. I couldn't take pain anymore. But like the amount of shit I was opening up to this person just because I feel like because it's a person with a needle, and I'm just like, don't. All right, so let me tell you my deepest, darkest secrets real fast while you're just opening me up, doc. Come on, doc. It's almost like how you open you are with a doctor, like because you're just.
Well, too, it's
Think when somebody puts on rubber gloves like that.
yeah, that might be the trigger for it. Yeah. But I would say like the psychology behind it too is that like I'm a very neutral person to them, meaning like I'm not going to be connected to anyone else they know. Occasionally, like I'll tattoo their spouse or their friend or something, but I never like bring up stuff that we talked about during our session or anything like that. But
So
I think there's a
no
level
tattoo
of that.
HIPAA. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever the Catholic Church has.
I guess my aspect or my integrity behind that is like I wouldn't want to betray. I do that in general, but definitely in tattooing, the professional setting. Like I don't want to betray their trust. And
You think women are worse at that in the business? That was just a sexist question. My bad. Sorry.
So how well do you think like the day-to-day just aspects of doing like tattoos translates into stand-up? Like, cause like I imagine there's
That's a
like
good
some
question.
like correlations, like just having to know people and knowing what gets people. Like, there's got to be like some way is like I know this is gonna make somebody laugh because I don't know. Is there any sort of like
there's so much crossover. I feel like, and I relate everything to that because I've done this one craft for coming up 10 years now, and I'm working on this other craft where I'm only 2 years in on it. And
2 years? Really?
2 years, yeah.
Man, that's it.
And the emotions that I go through are very similar to the same emotions that I went through tattooing. And then as far as like craft aspects of things, a lot of things apply. Like in tattooing, one thing that sets me apart is the details that I put into everything that I do, from the environment to the actual tattoos. And I feel like comedy details matter a lot in comedy, especially when it comes to like venues and setting up for that, and every little detail matters. So I try to control as much of the environment and things that I can to make it set up for comedy. Because if you look at a club, I feel like a club is 100% set up for comedy and for it to be successful. So the same thing applies as like when you walk into my studio, everything in the studio is set up to give the client the best, and the customer or the people are the most important part, I feel like. So I set it up. That's one thing that relates. And then the rules of three that we do in comedy. Same thing in tattooing, but we call it odd numbers. So like 3, 5, 7, so on and so forth. When you're building a design, I want your eye to go through the design, and then there's things like subconsciously that, like the rules of three and stuff like that we don't know why we like it, but when we look at it, we know we like it.
It's like, I'm just so glad he fucking did a third one on that thing.
There's 3 leaves on that rose and not just 2, or
Yeah, it's like, man, if it was only 2, I would. If it was 2 or 4, I would have a panic attack. Yeah.
Thank goodness this hand has 5 fingers, unless it was meant to have less.
So would you say you find a fun challenge in like setting up, say, a bar show show? Like, do you find the challenge of setting that up so it's optimal for comedy?
Yeah, you can only do so much though in that setting.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the venue or the establishment is set up for drinking, food, whatever. So you can only do so much. But
And God forbid it says sports and you're open mics on a Monday night.
yeah,
or
well,
something like
I
that.
walk into some mics and like I'll ask the bartender, "Hey, can I have the remote for that TV behind us?" And then I'll turn off the TV just because it's one less, like little things like that. Every little thing. And
kind of times I've gotten distracted just from a TV being on. I'm just like,
I mean,
especially like you're into sports and sports is
well,
fine.
we used to have wrestling on at one of the
that
bars,
was-
and it would be on literally at the back of the room.
Okay.
But then you've got like weirdos like me and him who still like wrestling. I mean,
so we're
especially
just
when
like,
football
I'm
season's
actually-
not in.
Yeah.
So
I want to know what Cody Rhodes is talking about.
Yeah.
No, the one that gets me now is when it's a bar show and WNBA is on.
it's like what? What
No,
are you doing?
it's because the fucking the court. It looks like it's got an Instagram filter on it, like the entire game. And I'm just like, why does it look like the game's already got like an Instagram filter? Because it's got that weird gray and dark gray.
Buddy, I would love to tell you, like, why are you talking about the only sport I don't watch?
Oh, well, you're sexist then. I don't know. I've seen
I
it.
have
I was
a
just
lot
like,
to do with my time.
it just looks like that. Like I was just like, that's where all the money for WNBA is going for, is making their courts.
They put an Instagram filter on the court. to
It
make
looks
the
like an
women look
Instagram filter. I'm just like, it looks like somebody went and
Yeah.
put the dark gray and dark gray
They're
on
just
it.
running up and down the court, and then you turn, and then their eyes are popping. Is that what you're saying?
But that and golf, like whenever I see golf on, I'm just like, I
Golf's
get bored. I
somehow-
do get bored doing comedy when I see golf. I'm just like, God.
If you wait like golf is kind of fun if you're not watching the whole damn thing. Like if you know it's close and you tune in, you're like, oh shit, that might be all right. You got
golf's
an hour to
actually
kill.
one over the years that like I kind of had a little interest in watching it.
I live in a golf community, basically, like town area.
You don't have to flex on us like
don't-
that.
No, I don't play golf, and it's not like I don't live in I don't live in a course or anything. But like I can. The whole Pinehurst is next door. I work for the village basically, so it's like that's a big deal to them. And I'm a football guy, and my daughter played golf at one time, but I brought football energy to golf, and that's not great.
Yeah.
That's
Happy Gilmore in it. Yeah, he was
literally,
throwing
I'm
Happy
over
Gilmore,
there.
yeah.
She hits a good shot, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Happy
you know,
Gilmore
like-
is the only reason why golf has ever been interesting. Happy Gilmore and Tiger Woods post scandal. Like those are the only two reasons golf has ever been interesting.
Hold on
to
now.
me.
Tiger Woods is a pretty big
Did
pre-scandal.
not give a shit about him until after I knew he was fucking.
That was Big Golf's play on the rest of the. How do we open up the market here?
Yeah, it was like, all right, everybody.
We need to
guess
make
what,
sure everyone
guys?
knows the black guy
Guess
golf's
what?
fucking.
I don't know. They were just
I
like,
know,
you know
yeah.
what happens if you're the best at golf? You get to fuck anybody you want. Well, you can fuck that waitress at IHOP if you want.
You got
It's
you got any aid across America. You know?
Exactly, and every guy smoking their cigarettes at the IHOP was like started looking like saw the news and started looking at their waitress like, "Want to see my come over to the golf course and see my stroke?"
And look at Denny's like,
You slide your card
Yeah,
for
it's
the
like,
game that day onto the
check it
table.
out.
Yeah.
she's like, here's my scorecard. I shot an 80.
I will say the only
That's pretty good for a regular guy.
If I
Imagine
could-
if I was Tiger.
if you could play golf like Happy Gilmore, like shooting balls at the range has always seemed more interesting to me than playing a whole thing of golf. But like, because golf video games make golf seem so much more fun.
Yeah.
Like, because like you're just like, I don't want to
like a
fucking
hot shot
yeah,
back in
hot
the
shot
day,
golf,
yeah.
dude. That shit was the shit, dude.
Oh, even like the serious golf games. I got one of the ones on my PS4 from a few years ago.
Dude, even like the arcade ones where it's like you
Yeah.
have to simulate hitting real, but
Yeah.
like actually going out there and putting on granted the clothes are cool, but like going out there and just like being with a bunch of old other dudes, like just being like, you're not doing, you know.
It's
like,
because every video game version of golf is a lot more like fingering a woman than regular golf. Even, like, if you get like the one with the ball, you're just like, hold on real quick.
hold on,
You
you
know,
go.
like the perfect
yeah,
spin.
because in real life, I know I'd be looking for that meter that
You gotta
goes
learn
like,
the
it's like, how do
perfect
I
pressure,
adjust-
just-
Yeah, just like this will make it just right. And like if your name is like the top of like whatever top golf on any bowling alley across America, you're pretty good at fingering a lady. I'm imagining. You know,
Oh, that's because of the ball. So
yeah, you're just pretty good at that, especially when it comes to putting. You know,
I
if you
forgot
get
that
that
they have
perfect,
those
Yeah,
little
no,
balls.
that's-
I forgot that they
I
have
was
those
like,
little
what is
things.
the relationship
Yeah,
here? Yeah, I got you.
It took me a minute to figure that shit out too.
all right, you know, you get it. Like,
You had me laughing before we knew.
No, for anybody who's under the age of 30,
You guys played
old
along well. Good
machines.
improv.
The old arcade machines had a little ball that you would rub, and that was.
I was thinking controller.
That was too. I was
What's
just
the
like,
average age range on this podcast?
I was like, man, we know he uses his
because I'm
thumb.
sitting there thinking D-pad, and then he started mentioning the high score, and I was just like, so that insinuates a joystick,
Ooh,
and that
yeah.
seems a little bit more gay. And then like,
does.
then I
But
forgot that they had this.
They
cool,
had a little ball on it.
Yep.
And they had
gave
that
you-
on there for a
they-
long time. You know, if you go, all right.
They made it. They
Fuck
blew it up so they could give you practice. Now he's just like, well, now when it gets smaller, you
That
have to
could be
find
one of your
it.
ad reads.
Yeah,
Brought to you by Hot Shots.
I gotta remember the exact name. It was always like either. I mean, it doesn't matter which golf game, really. They all had the ball on it at the fucking arcade.
I think
Tiger Woods Golf '98 would be funny as hell.
Had one.
Golden Tea.
Golden Tee.
That's
That's what producers are for, dude.
There's that, and then you had
Look it up.
right next to Golden Tee. You had the
Greg, look it up.
deer hunt with the shotgun.
Deer hunt.
Yeah.
Well, the bright orange shotgun, so nobody
That's
in the
how.
bar would
That's
be
how
scared.
everybody got good at shooting up schools.
No, you didn't want anybody in the bar to be scared, so they painted that thing as bright orange as they
Columbine
could.
would have been duck hunter then.
Yeah, we got the little dog pops up.
You know what? Columbine might have been Area 51. The one where they shoot up
Or Aerosmith, the game. Like, I don't know if you remember that one.
Aerosmith, the game.
Yeah, it was one
was
of
a
those.
shooting game?
It was one of those, yeah. And
I was
those-
talking about the Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which was
no,
like
it was Aerosmith, the shooting game where it was like you had to save like a bunch of Aerosmith groupies from it was a different time. Yeah. No. Well, I think the implications was you were Aerosmith, but you also watched Aerosmith play throughout the game. It was very.
Well, maybe you were their bodyguard,
God,
and
what-
you were just like working for Steven Tyler.
Those
Like,
light gun
save
games.
our groupies so we can fuck them later.
Save a groupie. Those light gun games were the shit, though. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like. My favorite one was Carnival. Do y'all remember that one? It was like
I
had,
remember
like,
that one.
Dude,
I
it was wackadoo. It was just like it was a horror.
I remember
one.
the zombie.
like
like
the House of the
mansion
Dead.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like just fucking. But yeah,
There's probably just a lot of generic ones that were just like pumped out during that era. You know, it's like slap whatever onto
Area
it.
51 though. That was a
Area 51 was a big one.
yeah, that was a big one. I remember
They
that
came
one.
out. You know, I know it was big. They came out with Area 51 too.
It was in like every Walmart for years and years. It was
I
just
know it from the Lumberton Bowling Alley.
Oh shit!
It was a line. It was a line to play that.
That was the staple of Lumberton.
Staple
Yeah.
of Lumberton's
The
Bowling Alley.
iconic Area 51 arcade machine.
I need to go back, dude. I need to check out. I need
with
to check Lumberton's
with the
Bowling
red
Alley.
and the nope, just the
Red
red
and
gun.
blue.
The blue gun has been removed. Someone took it.
Someone tried to use the blue gun for real, and well, it didn't turn out too well.
Didn't turn out too good for them. So
Yeah.
this half of the machine is a crime
Do
scene.
not
Sorry.
spray paint these guns any other color and rip
Please.
them from the machine, or
Yeah.
we will remove the machine.
We will remove you from the building. Stop it. On a
You will
stretcher.
be
Yeah.
removed from life. It's Lumberton.
Oh man, have you ever gone out to Lumberton before?
No.
No, it's
I-
weird.
Good way to play along. It's
I-
about as what you think.
Yeah.
I guess you could say dated a girl from Lumberton once.
Loglier, Oxendine, Dial.
Actually, she was in Greensboro at the time.
Okay.
And,
I was just calling out random last names, seeing if
she's
I'd hit on
living out of a hotel with like 4 or 5 kids. So
something. Ooh.
it didn't. We didn't
Sounds-
date
Yeah.
very long.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny that he said Locklear because my guitarist was from Lumberton and his last name was Locklear. which
Yeah,
is,
you know, you got to get a good 20% chance every time you throw that one out
Yeah.
there. It's like, well,
I didn't know about Lumberton until I lived here, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the people say Fayetteville's bad, but like every bad city in town has like a smaller town that's adjacent to it. That's like the actual that's actually worse.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we were just like, oh fuck. Like,
well, here's the thing. Like that's not even part of over here.
I know, it's just-
Fayetteville,
it's just
Fayetteville
adjacent.
is its own bad city.
Fayetteville is, but
and
we
then
like-
and then if you drive this way, you know, like they got their own bad things going on.
it's our boogeyman. that hides.
Independent, like Fayetteville wishes they could be Lumberton.
Yeah, for real. We wish we could get our numbers up that high.
You wish you could have that much
Numbers in
syphilis and
Lumberton aren't
stabbings.
even, they're not even recorded anymore. They're just like, yeah, Reggie got stabbed and shot last night. Nah, that's fine.
They only record it if you die. If it happens, it's just like a regular day. It's like, he'll miss a half day of work. He'll be back at the factory.
This was
okay?
my favorite thing. Like, okay,
That's
so
why I got out, dude.
we we practiced out in Lumberton a few times, and like the reason we stopped when I was in my band when I was in like in my teen 19. But like the reason we stopped playing out there is like we had one day where like Elliot's dad would come out and be like, Elliot, what are you saying? And then incomprehensible words would happen after he would say Elliot. But like one day we were just out there and we just hear Elliot. like just gunshots, and his dad's just shooting his gun, like, because it turns out that's when it's like, yeah, my dad's an insane person, and it turns out that his dad is just a crazy person who will occasionally walk out, just shoot into the field, like not up into the air, like, but like, because we were like, oh, is he just shooting up? No, he's like, no, he shoots into the field sometimes, and it's just like, oh, okay. So we were like, can we keep practicing back? You know, the band broke up shortly after that, so needless to say, but no.
Let me guess, the guy he had the biggest car.
Yeah, he did. He had the van, but his dad was like, just, he would always tell us stories of his dad before we started practicing out there, and then we get out there and we're like, no.
You're like, he's exaggerating.
Yeah, he's exaggerating. And then
the man just made us grilled cheese.
The first time we come out there, like the sun,
then the sun goes down and the liquor gets flowing.
Well, he was always like short shorts, no shirt on, like, you know, like, and Elliot was the big dude, so like he had that cool potato, whereas Zach doesn't like when I say that. He had the barrel body, you know, like, so like he, you know, he was just like,
he said potato. You were going to say potato body.
Yeah, well, they're both
barrels are nice. Potatoes are soft. What do you think?
Potatoes are hard. You're eating bad potatoes if you're eating mashed potatoes.
I ate them done. Is what I ate them.
But yeah, no, Lumberton's
animal potatoes.
But I mean, you hear that about everywhere. I like the one time I did a show out in Lumberton, it was really funny, just because like it was storming, but like as I was driving in there, it literally went from like no rain to pouring down rain, and then it just got like darker and stormier as the night went on. So like it was literally like Lord,
give me a sign.
Dude, it was just like, it was a dark and stormy night in Lumberton.
Turn around, son.
John pulled into downtown, and downtown was dead quiet, and I was like, oh god.
And downtown has no drainage, and downtown has no parking, and downtown is kind of dangerous.
And it was just like, that was like a blank aisle, like, you know, but like it reminded me of like the downtown and like just like any Texas Chainsaw movie, like just like everything was abandoned, like, I was just like, oh,
you're going to that comedy club now, boy.
I heard like in the darkness, I heard the Lumberton yells, so it was wackety. But dude,
luckily you wore a stab-proof hoodie.
Gosh, dude, no. So dude, what do you think is like one of your favorite aspects of doing comedy at this point, like so far, like since you've been doing it? You said 2 years now?
Yeah.
Like I'm 3 years into it, and for me it's just like I've had just a chronic reinvention syndrome where it's like every few months I try something new, and it's just like I just trying shit has been like my go-to thing. Like what do you think like does it for you that keeps you at it? Because you're fucking at open mics constantly. You're just at mics doing, you know, fucking looking for spots.
I do like spurts.
Okay.
I'll have like a month of a lot of shows, a lot of mics.
Don't say spurts, man.
Clip that, you know. Clip the spurts.
Spurts are 40.
But yeah, I have moments where like I do it a lot, and then I pull back a little bit, take some time, and then get back into it. Lately, I've been writing some new jokes and working on them, but I've been trying to find more ways to expand what I already have.
Yeah.
Because I want to get to the point of like actually featuring, and I want a solid 2025.
Okay.
And so I'm just reworking and expanding. I'm going back to some of my early chunks and trying to rewrite them and make them funnier, more palatable, and that's been the challenge lately, and then sprinkling in some new stuff here and there.
Okay. Dude, you have a joke. I can't remember. I think it was the first time we did. It was the first time I saw you. It might have been. We did a show for Ashley Preston at the Sneaky. It was either Sneaky Penguin or something like that.
The first ever one, and me and Joel had this realization too. We did the Creedmoor together. That was the first ever show I did with Joel and you too. It was the first time I ever saw you.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. And the first time I saw you, I was like, wow, he's a ball of energy. Like I've never seen that before.
You have
this is the most low energy I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. No, it's just this fucking weather, dude. But no, you have this joke that makes me. I can't remember the joke verbatim, but like. It makes me think of like my mom's Celica Supra, just like her big metal car, because like I can't remember. It's like a joke about being in the car. I think so. Like or your mom has to start the thing to breathe or get your car going. Yeah, it's like why doesn't your mom have to breathe in? Yeah, but dude, like it's just like that joke always makes me think of just the road trip because my mom didn't smoke, but we had just the car we got, just cigarette burns all in the thing. Like clearly somebody smoked heavily.
Ashtray on every door handle.
My brother smoked, so that might have been why they were. But there was just the ashtrays everywhere. I remember taking the ashtrays out. But that you tell that joke, and it just puts me in that fucking silver blue car, dude. I don't know. You're a great fucking storyteller, and also you have. No, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Your voice does not sound the way you look.
Right.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
you
that's the play on it.
Yeah, okay. You just sound like you would be like, and this is about the time I murdered a man. And you're like, no, this is a story about how my mom...
I get really squeaky up there.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But no, it's like...
Well, were you saying it's a good time for Theo Vaughn to be getting canceled?
I think there's a niche you need to jump into right now.
Yeah.
Lick the Brain
hot iron to
podcast.
strike. He's having a fall and a
Lick the
meltdown. It's
Brain
time for Ray
podcast.
Durham. It's a good name. It's kind of like,
No, I just really like. But have you? You still telling that one? I can't remember the fucking.
I'm coming back to it. That's one of the jokes that.
That would have been within the first year of you.
That was when the first 5 minutes I ever wrote.
Oh shit! Okay.
And then I made it better, but it got to a point where it stopped working. Mm-hmm. And I changed a lot of things, and I try to go back. And two, I've realized that now if I write a joke, writing it's damn near where it needs to be to start getting laughs on it. And then I realize, I need to say this, change this stuff around. But those all is I didn't know structure. I didn't have the tools in the tool belt. So I'm going back now and trying to redo them. That used to be my closer. That was the one I finished on. But it also in some rooms can be very dark. Just the talking about a bad childhood can come off as very dark. So I'm trying to find a way to make it more palatable or finesse it in there.
Sounds more like a middle joke. That way you can get them back.
It's turned into a middle and doesn't end on a high note, so.
Yeah.
So I've been trying out just doing one-liners and personality, just being the ball of energy that I know I can be, and then seeing if I can just throw out jokes. That's been not really having a set up because I've got all this stuff, I've got all these jokes that I've been telling, but then I keep finding all these little one-liners. I went through a bunch of my old stuff and just these little one-liners I haven't told in
as in
years.
Your old stuff, trimming it back to a one-liner, or
no, it's just something a one-liner that I wrote 2 years ago that I might have told once on stage and just forgot about.
Did you tell it as a character?
No,
did Macho Man tell this dick joke, and then you were just this is working my voice as well as his.
Well, it's something I haven't told in over a year and a half, because I have been working on doing the same solid, just trying to work on building the same solid set because I don't know, I haven't really been hitting his open mics as much as I should have because I've was focusing on doing getting the podcast going and shit, but also just I don't know, every month I'm just I don't have anything, and then the month ends and I've at least got 3 shows, so that's been consistent every month, so I'm
I've attached my success to yours at this point because I don't do comedy hardly at all.
I try to do that too, though. Is my goal is to have a show every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and that's a very realistic goal. And then some months I have 2 in a week and every week.
And sometimes I honestly sometimes it's not even a paying one. It's just oh, your name's on a flyer at a fucking bar show, and it's I don't care, whatever. As long as I'm putting my name out there, that's all I'm trying to do. And I don't know, it's been interesting this year, I think, to say the least. Just doing comedy as much as I have. It's just I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. I'm sorry, I was just kind of fizzling out. It's getting to that time of year. I think November is going to be my break year. My mom passed around November 1st last year, so I'm just where I'm gonna. Change the topic. Quick, y'all, change the topic.
Well, I was gonna say that's a good a good. Yourself enough to know that you need to do that. And I think that's a good thing because when I first started doing comedy, the adrenaline dumps of going on stage, the high, a low would follow days after. I realized if I do 4 or 5 mics in a week, I would be just demolished. And then I got to go to work. I got to talk to people. And it got to where I had a lot of personal shit going on at the time too, but I would show up to work, just headphones on, working.
Dude.
And you kind of got to find that balance. That's why like I'm okay if it's a heavy month. Sure. And then it's a lighter month.
Yeah,
because this means I can take a little break, think about my material a little more, do some other things, refresh my spirit, I guess, and then get back out there.
Because dude, the good thing about me having a kid is I've gotten like, oh, look at all this new material that just sort of like got bored, and it's like because I had a girl 13 years ago, and now I've got a boy 13 years later, so it's sort of
there's
like,
a lot of comparisons there.
Yeah,
to play off of.
Well, I know
it's like, hey, dude, you used to have to worry about getting canceled. Not anymore. Like we kind of won that war. We're back.
Yeah.
At least for a little bit, you know. You push that girl down a slide. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's like boys are men. What make them watch Space King? Like you fucking. But no,
call that boy and address the word I said you shouldn't say.
but like for me, like those first 2 years I did comedy, like I did that fucking. It was 4 or 5 mics a week. Like me and Ryan, shout out to Ryan Minton. Like we were.
Oh, you guys are beasts, dude.
Dude, yeah, we were at least.
Yeah, I would say it surprises the shit out of me is like all the Raleigh mics. Dude, every time I show y'all were there.
Yeah, dude. It
carpooling and showing up. And I was like these guys, y'all were in Greensboro earlier or last night? Like,
oh, they would do weird. They would go between two towns.
Yeah,
like,
when they had that 10 o'clock mic for at Slim's in Raleigh, like we would hit the O. It was Tuesdays. We would hit the O in Greensboro. Stephanie Denise, shout out Stephanie. We'd hit her mic, and then we'd go to Slim's and do that one. And then it was just and then that would be Monday. We did White Rabbit, and then sometimes Thursday would be Patty's. Here in town, or like we go out somewhere Wednesday. Like I don't know. Like you did Brewer's Kettle, right? Recently, for Tony Rodriguez. Yeah, dude, that I like that Michael a whole lot. Like what it was.
He said I called it on like a low night.
Dude,
there was something else happening that weekend too. It was a Memorial Day weekend or something. Everybody was out of town.
Like this when I went last time, but like, dude, it's still like that mic is still such a fun fucking mic. Like it's just like. The room is fun. Like I don't know. Like
it has that vibe because I call my home court where I first did a mic, and I'll go back and do it is Divines in Durham. And one thing I always liked about Divines, and
I like Jenna.
it was everybody there felt like their own little community within our community, and like they were tight knit group. They all was always there with each other and helping each other. And out there at his mic, it was I felt like a similar vibe of like everybody knew each other, encouraged each other, and worked on their stuff together.
Yeah, like that's what the White Rabbit was supposed to be too when we started that one. But like,
I mean, it had its own 4 or 5 people who would never miss one, or like even me who drove from Southern Pines, I'd be like, all right, I miss 2 a month.
Yeah,
tops.
maybe.
Like,
maybe.
Unless I had shit going on.
But like, that was just like that was such an easy one. Like, I don't know, man. Like I do miss fucking going out, but like I'm getting too fucking old, man. Like I did hit 36 this year, and
he's like, this podcast needs to take off.
I hit 35.
Stop going
well,
out.
it's just, I mean, this is like an easier thing because like I feel like doing a podcast is just as easy as going out somewhere and trying 5 minutes of new material. Yeah.
If
but
you
like,
put as much work into it as driving to the mic, and then
that's basically all I've done is change the priorities.
Everything I've heard from all the you listen to the established podcasts and they talk about is like. They done it for 5-10 years, and then
it takes off. Yeah,
and I don't necessarily think like today, shorts and everything going on, clipping. It may not take that long.
I think like a short could probably get a lot of immediate eyes to whatever that short was on.
Yeah,
like if like a fun short clip came from this show.
Yeah,
maybe it gets like 1,000 more eyes on this episode or another episode, and then hopefully they stick around. That's
algorithms nowadays too. Like there's the whole aspect of AI controlling everything people are watching too, which is just a whole load of bullshit. Which I don't know. Like I've seen it. AI is good for one thing and one thing alone, and that's masturbation. And that's all. That's my stance on AI, and that's all I
custom videos.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And not even my own, because I'll just go somewhere. I'll be like, somebody's done the work for me. I don't even need my own prompts. It's cool. Just something. See you later. All right.
No, they get the whispers wrong.
Yeah. I relate to the too old for it feeling. That's why like I request early to mid is because. I do want to be home and in bed and asleep before midnight.
I've also got 2 kids, so like I get up at 6 o'clock every morning to take my oldest to high school, and then gotta fight the other one to get him ready for school before I have to go to my own job. You know, like I work 5 days a week typically. You know, so I'm just like, I'm not getting paid to be at the open mics, you know, like just to make the other comedians not laugh. Like, I don't know. There is like
that is like
that's the thing where you have to like figure out like, am I going to balance? And then you have the time where you're like, the 1 week you're like, okay, I'm not going to go. That's the week where you see the pictures and everybody was out there.
Everybody showed up. Yeah,
everybody was out there. The crowd was so killer this week.
Every single time. And then like the last time I did I think the backyard before I had someone quote back my set to me that I'd been running. And it was someone who was like there every week, and they were sitting up front, and I just heard them quoting like my closing joke back to me, and then it just sort of like broke me down as a human and a comedian. I was just like, you know what, I need to go. I'm just gonna get off stage, go to my car, because it wasn't quoting it back, and it was like a quoting it back like I've heard this so many times.
Yeah, well, I mean that's.
When you're
at a mic with just comedians, that's
she wasn't a comic.
Yeah,
it was an audience member.
Okay, it's just this obnoxious girl that's out there all the time.
She's a sweet girl with glasses. She's a nice girl. It was just like it was on me to not be writing enough new material to have to keep going back to that. But it was a decent crowd, and I wanted to laugh.
Same situation, but opposite. It's the feeling is amazing when you see a familiar face in the crowd, not a comic, and you start a bit, and then they go.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's different. That's different.
I get that at Patty's sometimes.
I've gotten that a few times recently. Yeah.
When you get a little bit of money for it, it feels better. You're like, all right, that one person knows, but they know what everybody else is about to know. Instead of like this person knows and is like tired of hearing it.
Well, it's like I've gone to Patty's enough here in town where it's like if I bring out like I brought a joke back that I hadn't told in a while. It's not like I said like I was doing, but it was just like it was like a Gandalf bit that I do, and then I hadn't done it in a little bit, and then I brought it back, and the guy was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you did that. You know, I love it when you do the Gollum voice." And I was like, "Yeah, I know the joke's not funny. I just know it's the Gollum voice you like. It's okay." So I did the Gollum voice for you, buddy, and he's like, "Thanks for doing the Gollum voice. I like it when you do the Gollum voice." And I'm just like, "Hey, no, it's
you got one fan. You got to play to that one fan."
Yeah, dude. So that's something to ask. I think we asked Slim this last week, but like, do you like? If you find yourself only having one person in a room, will you just cater to that person the whole time, or will you still?
I mean, sometimes,
because like that's
if there's not a lot of laughs throughout the room and one person is laughing, and we all do it, we all of a sudden turn, and now we're just facing that.
It's like a two-person crusade.
Yeah, but I fight that feeling because
it's like we're best friends now. Come on,
I've seen very established comedians come into a mic or a showcase, and the room's not together, they're not into the show, and then they are able to gather them all into the center and then bring everybody together. So I try not to, I catch myself doing it, and I try not to do it. I try to make sure I'm making eye contact with people on the left, the right, the center, and try to bring it. I mean, my skills only go so far at this point.
I do feel like I need to do that more, because like I think I used to do that, but now I've just gotten to this point where it's just like, if that one guy, I find that one guy and we're having a good time, I'm like, me and you.
Dude, you want to feed that inside of you. Yeah.
It's better if that one guy's like further to the back, because then you're like talking over, or and like they have to kind of get involved. Because
I always find the guy who's right there.
One of the hard things is I remember I just got back in town last summer, and I was doing the Four Corners downtown Raleigh. Victoria had a show down there. And there was just this really manly guy in his 50s, arms crossed, just sitting there. Wasn't laughing at anything. And so, like, I couldn't help but, like, my eyes kept checking in with him. Do I got him yet? Yeah. And then I got into the DUI stuff at the end of it, and I got him on that one. And I was like, I'll take this show as a success because I got that one.
Yeah, you kept that to yourself, or did you say that to him?
I kept it to myself. But I did. I talked to the other comics about it after. I was like, did y'all see that guy? And they're like, yeah, he wasn't laughing at anything. I was like, I know. I felt like I was doing something wrong up there.
Dude, oh God, that's
like
always...
I was being disciplined, you know?
He was like at the comedy Secret Shopper. He's just like, I'll be the judge of who's
That is
funny.
something I find, that's like something I'll also like, when you watch everybody else, then you look for that one guy who's just like sitting there. I'll find that guy, and like, that guy. I'm gonna break that guy before the end. Like
their partners having the greatest time, but they're just like,
They got drugged at this. It wasn't their idea.
Yeah, they're just stern
There's a drink
sitting
special.
I
there.
didn't want to be here. I have football to watch on a Sunday.
I do. It's
Ray, do you got anything you want to plug for us? Because we've reached about our hour point, and we're gonna fucking about to wrap it up. You got anything you're trying to plug out?
Plug out.
What you got? Oh, I guess I said that wrong.
podcast.
Pause. Do you have anything you want to plug? No, it's okay. Because we could.
He's like, I got a wife. You know, I like plugging her out.
I know. Your plug out would be was it Sydney Sweeney? I think was it. Which one
normally
is it?
that would be her.
Yeah, that's his plug out. Okay. But you anything you're trying to plug real fast?
I don't know the exact date right offhand, but next January we're gonna kick back off the Two Witches show in Danville.
Okay.
What is that? Is that a brewery?
Yeah, it's a brewery and winery in Danville. Let me get the correct.
But damn, I feel bad because I wrote the Two Witches thing down, but I didn't know that was in Danville. And you're like, yeah, I do fucking shows in Danville. You
January
jackass.
31st.
I think
I'll
I've
be
driven
producing
by
another
there
show
on my
out there.
adventures.
Nice.
I think I've driven by there. I know.
Yeah, you don't stop there. I always say, I always say Danville's like the hood, right? Like you know where it is. You try to drive around it. If you go there, you keep your windows up, and you try not to go at night.
Was it in Fayetteville, Virginia?
But if you want some good drugs, you go to Danville. Like,
right. Shout out to Ryan Minton. That's you're just describing Fayetteville.
Yeah,
man.
it really
You're
is.
literally
Yeah,
just describing my hometown.
When I came here, I worked here for like
he was like, man,
almost a year, and I was like, when I came here, I was like, I can't. This feels the same. I just can't. I can't stay here that long.
Yeah.
you will die here if it feels the same as where you lived.
Yeah.
But Ray, we want to thank you one more time for coming out for the show.
Appreciate you guys.
For Zach and JP's Burnout Hijinks featuring Willis Madden, who is not Zach.
I'm not
he's
Zach.
not Zach. And you can catch Ray everywhere. We'll have your social medias on the bottom here underneath you the whole time. But goodbye. Have a beautiful
Bye.
time.
Love y'all. Y'all have a
Zach,
good day.
I said it.